Welcome to this week's episode of Hello Again Wednesday with Brent Miller. Each Wednesday you can join in as his special guest. Answer along with the question of the day. Listen to life stories. Follow him on Spotify or your favorite podcast platform. On Facebook or his YouTube channel, Brent Miller What's on His Mind. This week's episode 211. Ever do Black Friday? And now,
welcome everyone, and surprise, 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 I am out here. The sun is setting in the west as I'm out here on the west coast, out on near Marina del Rey and Los Angeles and Culver City. Just enjoying the weather of the day. It, I believe, hit 82 out here, and I'll explain some things as we go. Welcome to Hello Again Wednesday. This is episode 211. I had been gone for a couple of weeks for sure, but I am so glad that you're joining me today, tonight, wherever you're at, maybe even watching a little later on as we get into this episode. And it is Ever Do Black Friday. And so the question of the day is, have you ever done the Black Friday events all through the history? Now I'm 60, and so there's been years of I'll tell those stories as I go along, but years of a Black Friday sale, what took place, what inspired people, and the stories that you heard throughout the season of the holidays. And so I am enjoying this little bit here tonight of Ever Do Black Friday. I do have we have gotten into the holiday spirit. I do have my Dashing Through the Snow cup for Snoopy, and I have my thumb in the way, I think, but it is filled with apple cider. Very appropriate for the holidays ahead and the fall season and stuff like that that is taking place. This is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and so there's a lot of things that take place, I believe, throughout these holidays, at least in some families. And so I definitely would love to hear some of the things that are going on with that as you guys participate in your holiday events. And just to get rid of the elephant that's in the room, okay, or in the outdoors here, a week ago I did have one of my first of two surgeries, spine surgery once again, and this time I had a different doctor, and Connie was impressed. She actually met the surgeon and the helpers along with the surgeon, other staff on her staff, and Dr. Lindsay Ross, and we had discussed things, and then it came up to the day of doing it, and it took me, believe it or not, I started this either December or November of last year, and then really in February started really kicking it forward to and I see I froze a little bit there, and so hopefully it'll come back on. There it did. And so in February I really kicked forward into pursuing the problem I knew I had back on my neck again, on my spine. And it comes from a degenerative spine thing, where what it does is it closes up the canal, and then that causes a pinching or bulging and pinching onto my nerves. And so I had this time I actually had pins and needles racing down through my hand to my thumb and these fingers across my shoulder blades again. And Dr. Ross goes, yeah, we're going to go through the front. And so the elephant in the room, there's two incisions on my neck because there was two areas of the spine that needed to be worked on. And so she went through the front, says it'll heal up a little bit quicker. This is actually, I was probably getting close to waking up from surgery a week ago today, right around this time, heading up to my room. And there's stories that go with that, but yes, they went through, and then once this heals up enough, then she'll go back in and do my lower back again, and she's going to repair things that were done before and whatever. But just things that have to be done, and hopefully no more pain, no more pain. And so it has only been 1 week, and I am to be very careful what I'm doing and how I'm looking. And it's really rough because I've been editing some Christmas videos for church. I've been lucky because Connie stepped in with a Bible study in these couple of weeks that I'm not, up at the pulpit, and so she's doing a Bible study. Well, I'm still doing stuff to prepare at least 3 sermons for Christmas, and so that's coming up very quick. But I think I can sit down and do 3 sermons for the Christmas season, and so it is hard not to. I have to keep very still as I'm editing because the music is in my head is so good as it's happening, and I'm editing and doing this and that and arranging, and it just I have to be very, very careful. It has only been 1 week, and I do get everyone. I even talked to my dad and an old friend, uh, Jerry. Jerry, I'll just say his first name, Jerry, and even he was telling me what I need to do to not do too much. And I'm like, man, Jerry, you're joining in on the group that's not yelling at me, but telling me what, make sure you don't do this, don't do that. And so I'm doing my best to make sure that I don't do it. In fact, I'm looking right at the live feed, even though it's in a delay for just seconds, and I'm watching, making sure I do not move too much back and forth. And so it has been a difficult week, though. I mean, it's not like I jumped out of the recovery bed and ran upstairs or anything like that. Though the nurses were laughing because I came out of anesthesia just telling jokes, being in an up mood and happy and in conversation, and they go, "Wow, that's really unusual to see someone wake up the way he's waking up." And but hey, you know what? If you can't laugh at situations and have fun with it, you're going to be in trouble all your life. So I do my best to do that. And so even after surgery, I will say this, just speaking of the surgery, because it went through the front, in my throat area, I had to have what they call the minced meals, not minced meat pie, but minced meals. And so I was doing the applesauce and yogurt, and I think I had cream of wheat and stuff like that. But they then gave me for a dinner, it was minced turkey. So just think of dark meat turkey. Or let me help you. I'm gonna help you this way. Open a can of cat food that's turkey cat food, and that's it. Oh, I had mashed potatoes with that, so I did eat the mashed potatoes. They were really good, but just something about I couldn't do it. But anyways, so I've been kind of taking it kind of easy. Uh, Definitely physically. It is hard to sleep at night still. I still have the pain in my lower back, and then I have the recovery on the top. And, there's, you can only sleep a certain way, and uh, you have muscle relaxants, and then you have pain medicine. Not a lot of pain medicine, you know how it is. And so I don't take too much of it, but there's times where like, okay, this does hurt. And so I'm also off of work with AMC, the theater, where I have a very light job, as in ticket taking, giving out tickets, helping with concessions, like here with the candy aisles and stuff like that. Not where I'm doing a lot of lifting. In fact, they do their part of yelling at me too. Hey, Brent, don't do that. Don't do that. Let me do that for you. You feel kind of inadequate sometimes, but then at the same time, to heal, you have to let it be. So anyways, that's taking place. So I'm off with AMC. So yeah, hey, anybody that works, you all know it's a financial strain now, in going into the holidays even. But hey, you have to do what you have to do. And so I'm just looking into uh, uh, just things that'll be good for me down the road. And so I'll tell you this. I've one of the things the surgeon always said is make sure you continue to walk, and it'll bounce back on real quick here. I'm quite sure. Give it a sec because I see it went off again. And so Hopefully it'll come back on. Just kind of look at it real quick here because it should be on and it's not. Come on. Oh man, did my phone die? And so I know you guys are going to still hear me, so I'm going to work on the phone a little bit here, see if I can get it up and going. It got really hot for some reason. And so just let's see here. I'm going to see if I can, I'll do a stupid one here. Let's see if I can get this other camera thing going maybe. Might not let me do it in the middle of it. Let's see if I can do virtual camera. Nope, that ain't gonna work there. So you know what, just bear with me a half a sec. See if this can come back on at all. And you know what, let's see if I can get this other one coming up too. Well, while I'm looking at it, I mean, and talking at the same time, you know what, we had to let's see, using the app, let's see what my thing is on. 2G, I need 5G. Let me go to 5G here, see if I can find my 5G. Come on, 5G. There's 5G. And I might be able to connect with this one, maybe. And so, let's see if it'll let me do settings. Stream. And so, you know what? All right, I'm going to come back on. All right, guys, I'm going to close out. I'm going to come back on with a different camera. Please come back on. I'm recording it right now. This is the second half of Hello Again Wednesday, episode 211. Do you ever do Black Friday? And so I'll just merge the two segments together. Thank you for coming back. If you're going to come back, please come back and join me. And so I was just talking about the elephant in the room with the incisions in my neck and the healing and what it's going to take. I have started walking. That's where I was at. I had started walking outside and just walking a block and then coming back. And it's been beautiful out here to walk. And so I've been doing that to stay active because the surgeon says stay active, except for in your neck area. And so I've been doing that, emphasizing that part. And the kids have been off school this week because of Thanksgiving. And today I was wondering if anybody wanted to go to the movies or anything like that, because I can still go as an employee and watch a movie. And you know, it is Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I understand, so everybody's got things they're doing and last minute things. And so there's a couple of kids that I go, hey, you know, you want to go to the beach? Let's just, because I can lay on the beach, let's go lay at the beach and do that. And then I asked one of the granddaughters, and she said, yeah, but what time? Because she had things she had to do after, like right at 4 o'clock. And so we're like, okay, it's just like 10 after 2. We can go the beach is really down the street. We can go to that one, get in like an hour and a half or something like that. Let's do that. And so me, Elijah, and Addison, they threw the boards in. I got, you know, a sheet to stay on and stuff like that. Headed to the beach. It was 82 degrees, I think, just knockout gorgeous. And so I laid my sheet out. I laid down for a half a sec, still had my socks and shoes on. I had my shirt off and just in my shorts, socks and shoes. And then it's like, you know what? I'm just going to get up. I'm going to go touch the water. I mean, I walked down with my shoes and I came back. You know, I'm going to take my shoes off. I'm going to touch the water. And so, you know, I don't know about you guys, but there's some joys in life that just, the sea air or whatever yours is. And it just feels so good to do this. It felt good. My feet were in the sand again. And, because it had been a while, me and Elijah were just talking. I bet, you know, even when I was messed up, I was taking the kids, you know, Elijah and Cameron fishing all the time, but that's not the same. And so Three of us went to the beach. I took my socks and shoes off, and I let the water hit my feet. Man, it was nice. I did not get in, did not ride any boogie boards. I didn't go boarding or body surfing or anything like that. I just let it hit my feet. And then they even took the boards over to the hill because, excuse me, every fall season they bring out the sand dunes and they really pile up a bunch of sand to go back into the ocean or to refill the beach area from erosion. Excuse me. Some of the difficulties of it. Excuse me. Okay. And so they were riding the boards, sledding down the the dunes. And 16 years ago when we came out, we started doing that too. Nobody was sledding on the dunes when we were doing it. And then all of a sudden someone sees, hey, that's a great idea. Hey, and then all of a sudden, 16 years later, the dunes are filled with people with saucers and sleds and boogie boards and stuff like that to sled down the hills. Not that we inspired it, sure just kind of seemed like it for a moment. And so now getting into it, these are some of the things that I'm doing as we come into the holidays. Just before I went into surgery, I put the Christmas lights up outside in the house, and because I knew I wouldn't be able to do it after. Usually the Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving, we put up our Christmas tree. Michelle's always having kids do ornaments, new ornaments every year, and so we just did that a week in advance. We did our Thanksgiving dinner at the church a week in advance. Put the Christmas stuff up a week in advance. And so here we are now coming into Thanksgiving. And it's a little different because, very, very sore, not eating huge meals or anything like that. And so we're just kind of having a small little thing tomorrow. And maybe a movie or something like that. And doing stuff like that. This is some of the things that takes place during the holidays. I don't know about with you guys. But the Black Friday thing, you know what? Black Friday is nothing like it was in the past. And some people that are older like I said, I'm 60, those in the older generation will definitely remember Black Friday was on Friday. And it, like I said, I'll piece these together. You'll see it at the end of the segment too. There is a 19-inch TV on the opening slide and the Krispy Kreme donuts, because we would stand in line early in the morning. I hardly did it later on, but early on, if you wanted that television that you'd been hoping for all year round, and they're going to put it on sale. I mean, it would be like a $600 TV on sale for $200, $150. You would stand in line on Black Friday and get that. That would be starting early. If you did not start early in the morning, those items would be sold out so fast and gone that if you went out later on that Friday, oh yeah, I'm going to enjoy, the stuff's gone. And you're just going to have to deal with whatever prices are left. That was Black Friday. Now they do Black Friday where it's all week long. Black Friday's been a month-long thing on Amazon. It's like there's no, correct me if I'm wrong, people, there's no joy of the adventure of acquiring that one thing at such a price. I mean, not where you're battling people. A finger on the clicker, that's not battling. I'm talking about, we've seen it where, and it should never be this way again, or have been like these incidents. People fought over objects, Cabbage Patch dolls. Someone else can rattle off other things where this was the thing to purchase this year. And I can remember, man, because I worked at Toys R Us, one of my first jobs when Cabbage Patch dolls were coming out and stuff. And man, you couldn't keep them in stock. People wanted specific names. It was unbelievable what people would do for that early shopping on Black Friday. And so I'm just kind of wondering, now let me go to the Krispy Kreme thing. Being a youth pastor for some years in Pekin, Illinois, we fundraised so kids could go to camp and so kids could pay for their own conventions as far as California, Nashville, Florida, Denver, things like that, where the kids could go and see things they've never seen before in a youth group with thousands of other youth. But it cost a lot of money, so we would fundraise. One thing that we did, Pekin did not have a Krispy Kreme. Now, I don't know how it is now, but Krispy Kremes are kind of where we live. You can drive here, there, and get Krispy Kremes. You could go, if you want, you can go down the street to the grocery store, and there's boxes of Krispy Kremes in the grocery store just to purchase right in Ralph's or that's where we see them at. And Ralph's are probably your Kroger's maybe. And so, yeah, buying Krispy Kremes is so easy to do nowadays. But when Pekin didn't have them, we came up with this. There was things you could fundraise. You could purchase a dozen Krispy Kremes, when you look at the little end thing, for $6. Actually, you bought them for $3 and sold them for $6, so that you made a profit for each box to go toward a kid to go to camp or something like that. So I can remember taking a church van down to Bloomington where Krispy Kreme was. And Krispy Kreme, you wanted where it was the early in the morning. So that morning, Friday morning, I think it was, we went, I think it was Friday morning, and got it was cold, bitter cold. And we'd already made a deal with Walmart that we would, if we could we sell Krispy Kremes outside. And so we went, me and somebody else grabbed, like 76 or 112 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts, dozens. So it was like 75, 76, 185, some boxes of donuts. Put them into a 15-passenger van, because there was that many. Drove back 45 minutes up to Pekin and met some youth outside of Walmart in the bitter cold, a couple of chairs, a table, stacked up our Krispy Kremes and started selling them like hotcakes. And it was, and I don't mean that in a pun or anything like that, but man, they were selling. And it was like, what a great deal we had, because if you wanted a Krispy Kreme, you had to drive 45 minutes to get one, and we brought it to you straight from the store, Krispy Kreme store. And I can remember doing that on a Black Friday, because like, you know what, it's back then, one of the busiest indoor shopping days to kick off the holidays. That's how Black Friday was. It wasn't weeks and months in advance. It was, this is the kick. You enjoy your Thanksgiving with your family, and there's families that probably have stories of, what, they would plan out strategic stores they would be at certain times to make the purchases. I mean, some real die-hard Black Friday people attending, and those are the things that I remember, wanting those things, and meeting the needs of people with a Krispy Kreme and a kid to go to convention. It brings a joy to the thoughts of memories and stuff. I don't see Black Friday like that anymore. You know what? And there were, I'll do it, throwing a little bad of it. There were times where people would literally fight. They would crush people at the door before the doors even open. They were crushing them to get in and to get to the item that they needed. If somebody fell, I believe they would trample them and wouldn't care one bit. That's how frantic it kind of really was. That's the bad side of it, but it did take place that way and stuff. And those are some of the things on Black Friday, and it just triggers more and more memories, because there will be times Thanksgiving and Black Friday and putting up Christmas trees and stuff. In Illinois, it'd be snowing, or we would have had a snow. And so Black Friday day would also mean you're out of school. Let's grab the toboggans and look up what a toboggan is if you don't know what a toboggan is. And we grabbed the toboggans, and we'd go to Page Park and we'd sled for hours, or we'd go to Sunset Park and sled for hours. And just some of the things that we did during the holidays and the times off through Thanksgiving to New Year's, where you had a lot of, as a kid, you had a lot of days off and a lot of things could happen. There was times where many memories freaked my mom out a little bit. I'm sure my mom and dad remember sledding. They weren't there. It was just me and Trent and some buddies sledding at Sunset Park. And all of a sudden we're looking around and like, man, what's that red stuff on the snow, man? And there was blood on the snow, and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden someone goes, Brent, your leg. And I had ran over a bottom of a bottle, and it was still in my thigh, and had to get stitches for that one. But I can also remember Sunset Park on the toboggans and stuff. They would build a outdoor homemade skating rink, and during the season of Thanksgiving to into January, February, and we would go down the hill, make a ramp up and onto the ice, and see how far we could skid across the ice. Just some of the things you can't do it now. They, I think, destroyed the park back there in Illinois. I don't know. I know they got a building down there or something. But man, I can remember me and Trent, man, always out in the wet on anytime after Thanksgiving. You just enjoyed the holidays. And so as a kid, we didn't do Black Friday stuff, but as an adult, I did. And I'm just kind of wondering, what are some of your Black Friday stories that you have? Things that you did in the past. Name some of the items you were looking for to shop for, and I need this moment, or I need it because the price is so low, or whatever. And I'd love to hear some of the comments. Write them in the comment section or something like that, and or take pictures and show me, hey, remember this thing, or it's like, yeah, I do, some of the cool things. And so I'm just kind of wondering. And so let me slow down a sec. Yes, it's been a while, and I will be back probably next Wednesday as I continue this healing process. Prayers are always needed and thankful for, okay? And I hope you guys, on this eve of Thanksgiving, we spent the day doing some preparations for a little bit of things and a lot of desserts. In fact, one of the grandkids made a comment, ooh, we're not having the total traditional Thanksgiving, but wow, sure I'm enjoying all these desserts coming our way. And so kind of looking forward to what takes place tomorrow. And then, like I said, who got some healing to do before the holidays end, and hopefully, I'm hoping January. I really hope January I'll have my next surgery and get that completely out of the way and be pain-free. That would be super nice goal. That's my goal that I have. So, like I said, I hope all you guys have a wonderful, wonderful time together with your family. If you're not with your family, call them. Wish everyone well and happiness, okay? This holiday season especially. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to answer the question. Well, you do. I already asked that. Do you ever Black Friday? Let me know in the comments what you guys have done. I appreciate all that you do that way and joining me. And I'll look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Always to remember to give someone a hello again hug, a hello again handshake, hello again whatever. And then I will see you next Wednesday on Hello Again Wednesday.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Hello Again Wednesday with Brent Miller. Each Wednesday you can join in as a special guest. Answer along with the question of the day. Listen to life stories. Follow him on Spotify or your favorite podcast platform, on Facebook, or his YouTube channel Brent Miller What's on Your Mind. Please join him next Wednesday for another episode.